I know everybody in here that heard the infamous saying, when you do the crime, you do the time. Now I want you to take a look at your neighbor and say, check yourself. Now think about that saying for a minute. When you do the crime, you do the time. I want you to know that you are speaking two negatives in one sentence. Now, how can you possibly reach something positive out of believing it? Words are powerful. In fact, in the Bible it says, words become flesh. But when you do the crime, you do the time. Say this instead. The crime don't make me, and the time won't break me. And the Lord, I have peace. I will soon be free. And you can repeat it. The crime don't make me, and the time won't break me. And the Lord, I have peace. I will soon be free. Now the challenge come in is saying it every day. Every morning when you first wake up. Every night before you go to sleep. Repeat it to yourself all throughout the day until you believe every word of it. Think about it all day. Say it before you go to court. Say it after you get sentenced. In the Bible it says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So thinking it is a powerful key. Speaking it, it becomes flesh. It becomes reality. Okay. The key to making it work more effectively is for you to document a plan, a good plan, a vision that God approves of when you be set free. A written documented plan of your vision on paper and how you set out to pursue it is the highest form of faith. In the Bible, Proverbs 16, verse 1, we can make our own plans, but the Lord gives the right answer. Always remember, it's impossible to please God or move him without faith. So starting today, right now, surround yourself around people that actually talk about doing something positive with their life when they get released. Surround yourself around the smartest guys who have character and show good conduct behavior. Okay. Remember, you are who you're associated with. I'm going to repeat it again. You are what you're associated with. Think about it like this. If you hang around 9 gang members, you will become the 10th one. Or if you hang around 9 broke people who always scheming, always stealing, always in debt with someone, always complaining, you will become the 10th broke person. And that's a fact. I'm not saying this to offend you or belittle you. I'm speaking from experience. So listen, I couldn't inform y'all on knowledge like this if I never would have lived that type of life. I walked in them same GCI boots, them same shower shoes, slept in the same bunk, lived in the same cell houses, in the same dorm, harassed by the same CERT team, got stereotyped and judged in them same courthouses. I was facing 4 life sentences plus 80 years, all violent charges. I'm not going to get into the details, but it were all 7 deadly sin charges with a drug-related background. Don't believe when they say you do the crime, you do the time. Because once you delete all them false perceptions from your mind and download the positive thoughts, positive messages, start reading positive books and listening to positive people, God will open up these doors for you. Because when you alter your attitude, you alter your mind, you alter your life. That's how the universe works. No system can stop it, or projected max out date can't stop it or hinder it. God is the key and God is the door. Even though they told me what I was facing, I just knew God didn't have that plan for me. And yes, I was shook up. I thought about the worst, but I was still buried in that word. I was still hoping and praying and making a lot of promises that this time, right now, This is it. So my lawyer came to visit me and said, we can get you 15 years. I thought to myself, like, I got to do the whole 15? He said, yeah. You have seven deadly sin charges. You have 6 of them, Keon. At that time, I had been incarcerated 2 years, which I had 13 more years to go. I remember it like yesterday. I told my girlfriend, but now she is my wife, go ahead and live your life. Don't put your life on hold for me. I have too much on my plate. She told me these exact words. It's going to be a bumpy road, but I'm going to wait for you, even if it's 13 more years. What put the icing on the cake, I had never been with her physically. I met her after a year I was incarcerated. I remember this, man, not to be off the subject, but I remember sitting in that cell. I wrote a letter what type of woman I wanted, what kind of standards I wanted to meet my standards. I didn't have no kids at that time, and I didn't want no woman with no kids. And God blessed me with her, man. Thank you. To make a long story a little shorter, when I walked through the courtroom, I had a verse in my jumpsuit pocket. It said, no weapon formed against me will prosper. And another one, that God is my helper. I'm not afraid what man can do to me. They still sentenced me to 15 years. But I wouldn't get transferred to prison until my co-defendants take theirs or go to trial. 2.5 more years had passed before they went to court, which was a mistrial. 3 mistrials. I sat in the county jail for 5 years. The lawyer that appointed me, who had got me 15 years, had handed my case over to someone else. The lawyer came to me and said, that new lawyer came to me and said, I have good news. Praise God. They would drop all my charges and sentence me to 10 years just for robbery. That was the happiest day of my life at that moment in time. Soon to be going to prison, after about 6 months in, I received a grid sheet. They called for 9 years and 6 months in the transitional center. You know, when I got to prison, I turned my back on God. I got involved in gang wars, disrespecting officers, barely calling my family. Anytime I called, it was for money. But God never changed. He remembered me. He wanted to use me. And I gave him permission to use me now. Right now. Praise God. They ended up transferring me to a minimum security work camp. And after 5 months, I went back to prison. I was so institutionalized that I was missing, being that I was in a sweet work camp, because I was out in the free world working, seeing how beautiful the world was. I wanted to go back to the chaos. You know what? I went back to the chaos. I was down there like 4 months. And I go again, praying, reading the Bible. God, get me out of here. Please take me away from here. They transferred me back to another work camp. And I got accepted in a transitional center. Praise God. Being that I came back to God, I got paroled out at 9 years from facing all that time. I'll repeat it. When I came back to God, I got paroled out at almost 9 years after doing all that time, or facing all that time. As of today, I've been released 2.5 years, and I can speak boldly with confidence about the power of God and the love of God. He just don't love me and show favor to me. He loves everyone. That's who in bonds, who's in chains. That's what Jesus came for, to became captive, to be captive to the ones in bondage. He looking for his lost sheep. So I advise all men that's going through something, and thinking your sin is so great that God won't forgive you. Get past the system of things, man. Start thinking kingdom minded. God will answer you. God will open up these doors. This is the Vigorous Black Man. I am the creator of the transition. I am the transition. Thank you.